something that both of us had to endure. We spoke about the fact that we could both astral project. You know all of this, of course. You have his phone. And how surprised we were when we learned that not everybody does that naturally. I similarly, like I just said, had a vivid dream this weekend, and Charlie came to me and he told me that he was betrayed. And so for me, you don't have to believe that, but I do believe that.
You do something outrageous, and then when we outrage, you pretend that we're the crazy ones.
It's a gut thing, okay? I don't know, but I know, okay? I don't know, but I know. Have you no shame? You can pick the place, you can pick the time.
Let's be honest, Candace Owens is a Jew-hating bigot.
I actually wish they would put me on payroll so I could help them, and I don't care about your midterms.
Ladies and gentlemen, achievement unlocked because Candace Owens has officially blocked me on X, okay? She got triggered over something I said. Okay, apparently I pissed her off. What's crazy, too, is so many people say so many things about her on a regular basis. You know, they're calling her the C word, the B word, all of this stuff, but they really don't know how to quite get under her skin. You got to mention one of two things, and they're both in the same category, either Ben Shapiro or Jews. Okay, so I mentioned the B word for Ben Shapiro, and apparently she couldn't handle that. And I'm also going to get into some of her most recent evidence regarding the assassination of Charlie Kirk by Tyler Robinson, which she still, of course, disputes that Tyler is the killer. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what led to the blocking. By the way, guys, there's a new feature on YouTube where you can hype videos. So be sure to like the video, hype the video. It helps out a lot. Appreciate you. All right. So here, Candace Owens' page, which I can still see because on X, you can still see people's pages. You just can't respond to anything once you're blocked. So Candace Owens' post, well, she's responding to another person. So I'll tell you what they said first. So this guy, Joel Berry, the America-hating left is not attacking Tucker, Megan, Fuentes, or Candace. They're attacking Ben. Understand what's going on here. Obviously, they're attacking Ben and not the others because they're being very critical of Trump, and they want to actually have people who were strong supporters of his previously coming out against him now, which is going to add fuel to the fire, they hope, during the midterms. They've already released commercials where they're showing Tucker and Megan. I think they didn't include Fuentes, but at least Tucker and Megan, since they're at least somewhat more well-respected, criticizing Trump.
This is Israel's war. This is not the United States' war.
Being a conservative or being a Trump supporter or being part of MAGA does not mean you have to accept another Middle East war.
And so you're seeing this crazed, hysterical, in fact, effort to purge anyone in the conservative movement or MAGA, whatever those are, to purge anyone who had any doubt about the wisdom of this war.
It is absolutely America last. It's the same we've seen. What is happening to the man that I supported, you supported, the man that denounced what happened in Iraq?
Hope the Republicans lose the midterms this year. They need to. For the country, they need to be destroyed, and no one from this administration can be supported in 28. J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Tulsi Gabbard.
Candace Owens disputes this. She says that, yes, we all understand what's going on here, champ. The left and the right apparently agree that genocide is always wrong. And I'm not even sure if I agree with that statement because I don't think that either side, especially on the left, agrees that genocide is wrong. It just depends on who they want to kill. So don't give them any ideas about conservatives because they seem awfully happy when Charlie Kirk was assassinated on the left. But anyway, let's continue. Also, no matter how much money or influence you peddle, it is generally ill-advisable to launch a war against Christ as King, which I agree with that part of what she said, and think you're going to win thanks to a cackle of middle-aged Babylon Bee dudes authoring X essays about it online. What's going on here is free market response to unbearable arrogance. Wow, the audacity of her to say that. You know, maybe arrogance isn't the right word for a narcissist, maybe. Ben Shapiro is the story of Macbeth, a man who desperately wanted to be king and ruthlessly harmed others to become one. As if Candace Owens isn't harming anyone on a daily basis, including Charlie Kirk's legacy at Turning Point and his wife and probably the kids too. But anyway, he then ruled according to the paranoid delusions. This lack of understanding who she is astounding, and the pot calling the kettle black. Delusion stemming from his own guilty conscience, believing others were capable of similarly plotting against him. Which every single day she always blames the U.S. government and Israel and, I mean, Erica, whoever else for plotting against her, and the media. I mean, you name it, she blames them for plotting against her. He surrounded himself with various Lady Macbeths, yourself among them, convincing him the shadows on the wall were real and that he needed to attack everyone from Megyn Kelly to Theo Von. He has been in a state of psychological decay for years and has people like you to thank for being bested by his hallucinations. Okay. So again, the lack of self-awareness here is astounding. So I'm going to actually skip ahead to one of my emails I mentioned here, or one of my posts. He has been in a state of psychological decay for years. I respond, your lack of self-awareness is astounding. Okay, that's my first response. Then I respond again because I thought of this after. The world knows Ben Shapiro as a Daily Wire guy. Candace Owens is known worldwide as the conspiracy theorist. You've literally been reduced to Alex Jones' level of crackpot theories, maybe worse, and the inevitable outcome for you will be the same fate as Jones as well. Okay, so.
But I legitimately thought it might have been staged, and I stand by that, and I don't apologize for it.
A few moments later.
A staggering amount of money that Alex Jones is now being ordered to pay to families of Sandy Hook school shooting victims for the lies that Jones perpetrated, for the conspiracy theories that he put forward, claiming Sandy Hook was a hoax, with the damages totaling roughly $1 billion.
Gotta beat these people. Now I try to be dramatic here, but it's been a hard fight.
Two things I mentioned here. Ben Shapiro, which I'm sure she didn't like that, you know, being seen as, I guess, less than him, which I think she absolutely is. And Alex Jones, who is just straight up known just as a conspiracy theorist. And of course, he has his pros and his cons. But at the end of the day, that's what people know him as, the Sandy Hook guy who owes like $1 billion for spreading false propaganda about Sandy Hook. Candace Owens is going to have that same fate, guys. I didn't say anything that was wrong. But of course, the outcome there was, as you can see here at the top, it says real Candace Owens has blocked you. Okay, so I'm going to actually go into some more detail about some other stuff that she mentioned and why in the world I would say the things that I would say for those who haven't been keeping up with this whole fiasco. Recently, just yesterday, actually, Candace Owens released some sort of fraudulent email. So she's claiming that an email communication came from the White House. It's up on the screen. She's saying that, the Department of Defense, she claims, which is actually the Department of War, but she keeps calling it the Department of Defense for some reason. So she claims to have retyped this letter, basically saying that Erica Kirk clip of Erica crying, which most of you all have probably seen by now, I just want to go find needs to be amplified. And apparently this came out maybe an hour or so after the event. Right. So pretty quickly. So, you know, the event occurs, Erica's crying on camera. Then about an hour later, this email goes out. Apparently they sent it out too fast or to the wrong people or something. This is all according to Candace Owens. So I'm not saying that any of this is true, but Candace refuses to publish the original because of canary tactics, which is basically ways that they can strategically determine, even if you screenshot it with your phone, whether or not you leaked a document. Okay, so which is real technology that exists. I'm very familiar with that. I actually work in cybersec, but Candace Owens in this scenario obviously is going to be considered either a liar here, or people are not going to consider it legitimate because she can't provide real evidence. She's just saying to take her on her word, right? And she retyped this version that you see on the screen here, where they want to elevate Erica in that clip, allegedly. She says you can get it through a FOIA request, which I I don't know if you can actually get this through a FOIA request, but she thinks that you can. Also, as we revealed on today's show, Caroline Leavitt's team was CC'd on the email, so reporters can feel free to ask the White House press office, which I doubt anybody's going to ask her about this because nobody really even mentions Candace Owens as to Caroline Leavitt. I don't think I've seen them talk about Candace Owens, not even a single time. This is weird, and the public should demand answers regarding why an hour after the shooting, the military has concerned itself with boosting Erica Kirk as a part of a psychological operation. But and also, what was she doing in the West Wing before the shooting? Who were the surrogates used to boost the Erica video? Okay, so she wants to know everything about Erica. The reason why I said what I said about her lack of awareness about her psychological state, look at this weird obsession. Let me tell you an obvious reason why, if this is even real, why they would want to boost this video. What happened pretty immediately after, right? So Trump was cool. He didn't attack anyone at first, but pretty much going into the next day, and really even that same day, a lot of people did attack the left, saying, hey, this is another one of you guys is lunatics coming out and trying to kill the president, his cabinet, his staff, and so forth. Erica just went through an assassination, not an attempt, a real assassination of her husband on TV. People are literally sending her the clips to troll her, to her personal email and all, probably her cell phone number, all kinds of stuff, just to hurt her feelings, piss her off. So the logic here is to blame the left for politics, right? For optics. To pretend as though there's no optics is just silly. Of course, there's going to be some optics. Of course, there's going to be some blame. And of course, the Republicans are going to want to blame the Democrats, as they should, because this guy, Cole Allen, he came out and turned out to be a leftist lunatic, right? Using the same type of rhetoric as a fake news. So of course, since Erica just went through this tragic event less than a year ago, of course they're going to use that to elevate their social media platforms, gain additional followers on the platforms, gain additional sympathy, gain additional support on the right. It all makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is to say that this is enough to have staged the entire event just for that one purpose. If something happens to occur, which is normal in politics, things happen in the world all the time, something occurs, you utilize it for your benefit. You don't create something tragic or crazy incident where people literally got shot. There's a guy who got shot, guys. A Secret Service agent got shot. Now he was shot in a vest, but he still got shot. You don't create an entire event like this just so that you can have Erica crying and boost it up. No, the event occurs and you take advantage of the event occurring, right? It's like this, these mental gymnastics are just ridiculous. And the level of narcissism here and self-awareness is astounding, which is one of the reasons why I mentioned what I mentioned, guys. And I want to show you something that she said as well, which shows that she is totally going off the deep end in this short clip here from shout out to Cinema Shogun for capturing this. So she basically says that Erica's not even a real person anymore, completely dehumanizing this woman. Let's look at this.
Now we have Erica Kirk herself artificially appointed to the Air Force Board of Visitors. Erica is not a grieving widow, okay? She's a piece of, as far as I'm concerned, military technology that's intended to socially engineer on behalf of the military. Like that's what she's out there doing. She's like a piece of Israeli tech. Again, my opinion, I'm welcome to it. It's my show. She socially engineered Charlie with much success. She is now being used to socially engineer the public with the full weight of the United States military behind her. Now we have Erica Kirk herself.
So she's engineered technology. And she's military tech, and she's not a real person. She's just a piece of technology and military tech. Guys, did this sound like a woman who's stable to you and a woman who's trying to uncover who killed Charlie? Like, this is just silly. Last thing I want to show here is this woman, Elizabeth Lane. So she interviewed with Elizabeth Lane. And minute 22 second clip here where she discusses a dream that she had, which you already saw earlier. Candace is obsessed with her dreams, and I'll tell you my thoughts on this, and then we'll close out here.
Go to sleep, and he comes to me, and I don't know. You tell me if that's like Charlie. He hugs me for some reason, smiles, and he's like, "You're doing just fine." I never knew him personally, but he was smiling and he hugged me and he's like, "You're doing just fine." So I remember like just asking him like, "Who killed you?" So I did. I was like, "Who killed you?" Like that would be easier to tell me, like, who killed you? And you know what he said? He said, "The same people that killed JFK."
Wow, you had this in your dream?
In a dream.
Wow.
I woke up at 4 a.m. and texted my friend, she's also my producer, texted my friend and I was like, I just had Charlie Kirk tell me this in my dream.
Wow.
And yeah, well, obviously it's not the same people because they are all dead, but you know what he meant. And I usually don't believe in dreams, but it was so unusual for me to dream about somebody I never met. And maybe someone can say like it's because of your imagination. You were worried that you were not doing enough, and it could be that you're imagining. But
for me, I have so much of this world is built around wanting people not to have the confidence to go with their gut, and I realize that it's all about don't trust your intuition, don't believe your dreams, don't think you can follow your dreams. This is actually one of the reasons why I was such a big Kanye fan, because I felt like in his music he sort of like gave us the code.
Guys, let me tell you the simple problem with this type of mentality. Let's not forget we're talking about a woman who believes she can astral project herself to other places and that she basically has X-Men powers.
That both of us had to endure. We spoke about the fact that we could both astral project and how surprised we were when we learned that not everybody does that naturally.
So here's the thing about dreams. I've had dreams before. I just had a dream last night, actually. I'm not going to tell you guys what it's about, but I've talked to people about their dreams. They've dreamt about other people who were alive. I've dreamt about people who were alive and talked to them about it. And they were like, oh, that's interesting. And I mean, nothing that actually happened. The conversations we have in the dreams and the things and interactions that occur have nothing to do with the people who are literally on Earth right now. They're just like, it's cool. You had a dream. Cool. Sometimes you might have a dream about a person, just like this Elizabeth woman did about Charlie Kirk. Candace Owens is having different dreams about Charlie Kirk. Erica's having different dreams about Charlie Kirk. So who's right? Whose dreams are real? Are all of them real? Some of them? I mean, that's why you take actual DNA evidence from the gun, the towel, the trigger, right? You take video evidence from the school, ring cameras, which all of this they have. You take the ballistics evidence, all of this they have. You take actual digital forensics evidence from the Discord messages, from the text messages, all of this stuff that they've had since the very beginning and that they've said that they have and that they're going to prove that they have, a lot of which they've already proven that they've had, but that's still not enough because her dreams override it all. You guys will see the problem here. I'm sure most of you guys watching see, but I'm sure some of you guys are not seeing because you just really strongly believe it. That's the problem with narcissists and arrogant individuals. Their strong belief cannot be disproven. It doesn't matter what evidence you present. They can tell you you could present everything and you know what they're going to say? Well, you haven't sent anything compelling. There's no compelling evidence. It doesn't matter what you present. To people like this, they're going to deny. And in this woman's case, she has some sort of insane obsession with Erica. She wants to be the leader of Turning Point. She said Turning Point should have made her CEO. She wanted that access so desperately. The last thing that I'll show you guys, because I just remembered it, is that she wanted to be Trump's VP back in the day.
Because I'm sure you've gotten this question tons of times, but are you going to run in 2024? And if so, can I be your vice president?
All I say is stay tuned.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll take you at your word. And that means that in 2024, Trump and Owens are going to be on the ticket.
Since that didn't happen, can you imagine if it did happen? This woman is a complete crash out. She'd be sabotaging him every step of the way. It would have been the biggest mistake that Trump ever made. And it seems like now she's just bitter. That now she's just basically stuck in a basement, you know, got a bunch of kids being taken care of by her nanny that she doesn't even take care of herself, and just stuck in her basement podcasting all day. Meanwhile, Erica's actually out there going to talk to people, has access to call up the FBI, JD Vance, hell, probably the president too. You think Candace can call any of those people on a whim? Don't think so. And that's what Candace is pissed off about. this isn't about Charlie. This is about destroying Turning Point, which Charlie built. That's why she's trying to destroy it. It's about destroying his wife because Charlie loved her, which is another thing that Candace wants to destroy because I think she secretly hates this man. Either that or Tyler Robinson. That freaking bullet was more powerful than I thought because it not only took down Charlie Kirk, but it broke this woman's brain. But these are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm out. Shout out to my members, patrons, and fellow anomalies, Cyber Noodle, 655, The Great, Bella Scott, Carpentier John, and Pinecone 6. I appreciate you guys every single day.
We had a lot of leads that had not been fully investigated. There was talk about a donation from Israel. There was talk about a meeting with Bill Ackman. People were speculating about lost security camera footage from behind. You know, there were at least some like somewhat credible leads, some unanswered questions, and then it very quickly moved into targeted energy weapons, trap doors, body doubles, a secret beekeeper society. And then it was the Egyptian planes. Then this guy. Now we're just full on into like clockwork elves, transdimensional beings, demons. It's totally insane. I don't, you know,